All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? My people in Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, all the way out to Staten Island, and my home borough, Brooklyn. Back at it with another video. And in honor of Super Bowl week, I decided to update my Greatest Games Ever series by covering Super Bowl 57, which of course featured the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, who are going to be playing again this Sunday in Super Bowl 59. So it should be a very good game because the last time these two teams played, it was one of the most exciting Super Bowls I've ever seen and one of the most exciting and great Super Bowls probably ever played. But first, a little backdrop on the two teams. First, the Philadelphia Eagles, who ended their 2021 campaign in the playoffs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round. So going into 2022, they had a chip on their shoulder. They were hell-bent on winning a Super Bowl. This team had a very talented roster led by quarterback number one Jalen Hurts and rookie wide receiver and Heisman Trophy winner from Alabama, Devontae Smith. They also, that offseason, traded for A.J. Brown, got him from the Tennessee Titans. They had Miles Sanders and veteran offensive linemen Jason Kelce and Lane Johnson. On the defensive side, they had Hassan Reddick, one of the best pass rushers in the league that year. Big play Darius Slay, one of the top corners in the league that year. And, of course, their veteran defensive players like Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham and then Ndamukong Suh in his final NFL season. The Eagles that season, they cruised through the NFL. They went 14-3, and Jalen Hurts put on an MVP type of year. Of course, he didn't win, but we'll get to that later. And the Eagles were the number one seed in the NFC, and they easily won their division, NFC East. In the divisional playoff game, they destroyed my New York Football Giants, and advanced in the NFC Championship game, where they faced San Francisco 49ers, where their starting quarterback Brock Purdy went down. Trey Lance, I believe, was on the team at the time. He went down. The 49ers went through all types of quarterbacks. A lot of people believe that aided in the Eagles getting to the Super Bowl so easily. I don't think so. I think the Eagles would have won anyway. I believe I picked the Eagles to win that game. I know when I did my prediction video for the game, I believe I picked the Eagles. I don't know. You guys can go check it out. Like I said, the Eagles dominated the 49ers and advanced to Super Bowl 57. The first time the Eagles have played in the Super Bowl since the 2017 season, when they played in Super Bowl 52. Now the Kansas City Chiefs. The previous year, the Kansas City Chiefs lost the AFC Championship game in overtime in Arrowhead to the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bengals got real cocky and real confident after that, but we'll get to that later. But the Chiefs were still, to me, the best team in the AFC. They were returning. Okay, but unfortunately, not everybody was returning. Tyreek Hill had requested a trade that offseason to the Jets or the Dolphins, and of course, going to the Miami Dolphins. So a lot of people, including myself, thought the Chiefs were going to struggle offensively that year without Tyreek Hill. But they proved all of us wrong because we forgot about the greatness of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes probably had arguably the best season of his career to that point. Patrick Mahomes was named the MVP of that year over Jalen Hurts. But he had help from veteran star tight end Travis Kelce, a young, talented offensive lineman, Orlando Brown Jr., and on defense, they had Chris Jones. And they had rookie running back Isaiah Pacheco, who's probably the unsung hero of the Chiefs the last couple of years. But the Chiefs went 14-3 and dominated the NFL throughout that season. Of course, they struggled in games against Cincinnati Bengals in the regular season, and I believe they lost to the Buffalo Bills also in the regular season that year, and the Indianapolis Colts. But it's okay. The regular season is where you make your name, but the playoffs where you make your fame. The playoff time, Patrick Mahomes turned on God mode. In the divisional round, they took on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Patrick Mahomes got hurt in this game, and the backup quarterback, his name was Chad Henne, had replaced him for a while, but Patrick Mahomes came back, and they defeated the Jaguars to advance the AFC Championship game. Once again, where they're going to be taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, who were, again, real cocky and feeling themselves. After defeating the Buffalo Bills in that divisional round, the Bengals were calling camera saying, "We're going back to Burrowhead, real cocky, real confident," even though they had lost the Super Bowl the prior year. But, they beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs the previous year in the playoffs. They beat them in the regular season, so they were feeling real cocky. But, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs humbled the Bengals by defeating them and going to the Super Bowl, going back to the Super Bowl. And the Bengals have yet to do anything since then. Anyway, our Super Bowl 57 match was set. It was Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs against Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. The first time in NFL history, two African-American quarterbacks were going to be playing each other in the Super Bowl. And, of course, the first black quarterback to start and win the Super Bowl, Doug Williams, he was in attendance of that game, and they honored him. Of course, for all you don't know, Doug Williams was the first black quarterback to start and win the Super Bowl. He did so for the Washington Redskins back in the 1987 season, the strike-shortened year. And Doug Williams threw 4 touchdown passes on a messed-up ankle, and the Redskins defeated the Broncos, led by John Elway, who was the MVP that year, defeated them 42-10. Yeah, just to let you know. Man, when the Super Bowl was underway and Jalen Hurts and the Eagles struck first, Jalen Hurts, of course, had a rushing touchdown early. But the Chiefs responded with a Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce touchdown to tie the game at 7-7. And Jalen Hurts found A.J. Brown in the end zone to make it a 14-7 ball game. And then Jalen Hurts fumbled the football, and the Chiefs player right here, Nick Colton, scooped up for a touchdown to tie the game at 14-14. But Jalen Hurts didn't let that faze him. You know, he scored another touchdown. They went up 21-14. Then at the end of halftime, the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, kicked a field goal to make it a 24-14 ball game heading into halftime, where Rihanna performed all her greatest hits and revealed to the world that she was pregnant once again. And people have no idea, you know, not to get off topic, you know, after it sound like an old head, you have no idea how big Rihanna was in late 2000s, early 2010s. Like, she was, I mean, I swear, she had like a hit song every year on the radio for like almost a decade straight. You know, but, you know, Rihanna was big, so seeing do all her hits again was kind of cool. But anyway, it was back to football. Okay, and Isaiah Pacheco and the Chiefs retaliated by scoring a touchdown, making it a 24-17, 24-21 ball game. Excuse me. And then Patrick Mahomes found Kadarius Toney to make it 28-24, and then found Sky Moore to make it 35-24 ball game. But Jake Elliott, the Eagles kicker, kicked another field goal to make it 35-27, and then Jalen Hurts and the Eagles scored a touchdown. They got a 2-point conversion to make it a tie at a 35-35 apiece. So it all came down to this, the final drive, where Patrick Mahomes showed his greatness, showed his clutch gene, if you will. He led the Eagles on a drive, led the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs, on a drive to get them in the field goal range, and their kicker, Harrison Butker, put the nail in the coffin, nailing a field goal to cement a 38-35 Chiefs victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Chiefs were victorious in Super Bowl 57, one of the most exciting Super Bowls ever played, one of the greatest Super Bowls ever played. You know, probably the best Super Bowl played of the decade of the 2020s. You know, this Super Bowl, and of course I know last year the Chiefs and 49ers, that game went in overtime. That was a very exciting Super Bowl, but I think this one was a little better. This is my view. But tell me what you guys think in the comments section down below. Was it the best Super Bowl of the decade so far? Was it one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time? Was it exciting Super Bowls of all time? I saw a lot of people claiming it to be a top 5 Super Bowl ever. Look, I won't go that far, but, you know, I'll probably do a video on that. You know, top 10 greatest Super Bowls ever played, or at least my top 10 greatest Super Bowls ever played. If you guys want to see that, tell me in the comment section down below. And tell me who you think is going to win this Sunday. Do you think the Chiefs will emerge victorious again to cement a three-peat, or do you think the Eagles will get revenge? Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, have a young brother grow on YouTube. I'm going to see y'all.